Okay, so we are officially recording, Lloyd. And firstly, obviously, thank you for jumping on. And we've just obviously had the one-to-one session. And so, what I really want to do is I want to ask you a few questions, just a handful of questions, and dive into your experience, where you was, where you are today, that kind of thing. And do you mind just start by just introducing yourself? Who are you? What do you do? And start with that.
Yeah, well, my name's Lloyd Jackson. I live in Wolverhampton, the West Midlands in England. I'm a repair engineer for a housing association. I've been obviously in the building trade for a good many years now. Um, but yeah, I do a lot of work on properties and spend a lot of time with family, that kind of thing.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Lloyd. And where was you in your life? What was going on in your life when you realized that something kind of had to change?
Uh, to be honest, I can't really pinpoint an exact time, but it's something that's been lingering over me for a long time. Um, it's like a little dark cloud that's followed me around. Obviously, now it's there. Um, and to be honest, I just needed that validation. I just needed someone to guide me, to help me, to help my hand. Um, and I found that in you. You know what I mean? Obviously, you've been a big inspiration, and I just needed, uh, obviously, just one person just to bring it out to me. And like I say, it was just something that lingered over my head. And one day I just seen you on Instagram, and I just thought I'd give you a message. So, but yeah, it was just yeah, just out the blue sort of thing.
Amazing, Lloyd. And like I said to you earlier, as much as I've been able to lead the way, it's without you, change wouldn't be possible. And I'm just curious, talk us through or share with us how was your sort of your life, relationship wise, family wise, work wise? What sort of struggles specifically did you feel like you had before sort of meeting me? What
Ah,
was you struggling with? Or how was it affecting your
well,
work? Let me ask a different type of question. How was your struggle? So what were the struggles and how was it affecting your work life? That's a better question.
well, I felt like I say, I knew there was something in me that I could be better. And I felt like I was just making wrong choices. I wasn't enjoying the things that normally enjoy. More importantly, I just didn't think I was being a good dad to my kids. My relationship with myself was horrendous. Um, and it just showed like I mean, I felt like my kids weren't connected to me. I wasn't connected to myself. I wasn't enjoying work. Um, even socializing, the things that normally made me feel good weren't making me feel good. And I think that comes to the stage where I just thought um, that maybe something needs to change. And I promised myself, obviously, it was like a New Year's resolution of the for this year that I'll promise like myself that I'm going to be a better dad. I'm going to try and shake that cloud off. Um, but yeah, it was. I mean, it's been a bit of a bumpy road. I'm not going to lie. But now I feel like a completely different person. It's been 16 weeks since obviously we first started the program. And yeah, I just feel so much better.
That's amazing, Lloyd. And yeah, it's been 16 weeks. And it's crazy when you say that because I remember it like it was yesterday when I first met you. And
Yeah,
16
yeah.
weeks has literally flown by. So obviously the first three months, say the 12 weeks, you was in the program and now you've ascended into the continuation program. So it's nice to have you ascend and grow and you're a big part of the community, that's for sure. And you mentioned that relationship with yourself wasn't great. I mean, one thing I remembered was you had a lot of you doubted yourself a lot. Is that fair to say? You had a lot of self-doubt. I mean, confidence was fairly low. I mean, what else do you feel like you was battling with other than those two?
Well, it wasn't just mentally; it was physically. Obviously, I snapped my Achilles. It was 2 years to the exact day today, and physically, I just lost so much strength. which obviously really affected like my mental health. I couldn't go out to the gym. I couldn't go out. I was stuck in the house. I was sick of the TV. I couldn't do nothing with the kids. My kids didn't even want to come round and see me because they were fed up bringing me things. Um, so it's just physically and mentally, I was just felt destroyed. And to be fair, the injury it just triggered a lot within me. Obviously, my body was just suffering as well, not just
Mm.
mentally, just physically.
I totally hear that. And yeah, and I'm so glad that now you're in a better place. And and I can't wait to hear about, I can't wait for you to share. Obviously, I know the situation, but I can't wait for you to share where you are today and how you're feeling, all the great things in your world today. But I mean, obviously you joined my program and obviously we met through Instagram, didn't we? And what made you want to work with me? What was it about me that you felt connected to?
Well, to be fair, your mannerisms, the way you speak, you just seem calming. And it was something that I wanted to do and needed to do. And I didn't want to keep searching and trying to find the perfect person. I just wanted, you just sort of fit that bill right to that moment. And I just thought, you know what, it's never or never. A lot of the time, you tend to put things off. Obviously, it's like, shall I get involved? Do I invest? Do you want to obviously take that leap of faith? And to be honest, one thing that hit home, what you said to me, which really convinced me, obviously, to go on the program, is when it says you can't put a price um, on like, your mental health, your investment in yourself, which I think was obviously the turning point for me. I just knew he was the person I needed to speak to.
Yeah, and I totally remember that conversation that we had. And this is a lot of the time what I find in people, and it's not their fault. It's called self-sabotage, and self-sabotage can eat people alive. And when it comes to your mental health, that is single-handedly the most important investment a human being could ever make. There's there's nothing more important than investing in your mental health because without your mental health, you got nothing. Nothing works without being in a good mental state. But people are more happy to sometimes go and spend thousands on a holiday or a nice TV or chasing all these dopamine highs and buying a dog that they get rid of after 3 months and doing all these things. Whereas in reality, you're just trying to hide from what really needs to be fixed. But you stood up, you got on with it, and Lloyd, you've been one of the most committed people I've ever worked with. I just want you to know that. And I haven't said this to you before this actually, but you have actually been one of the most committed people I've ever worked with. You've really shown that change is really possible when it means something to you. And you don't even come from like a wealthy background or anything like that. And when I first met you, and I was trying to figure out what are your goals, because obviously, as you know, a lot of people are like building businesses and stuff, as you know, in the community. But you come to me and said, all I want to do is just be good for my kids, and I just want to be good for my kids. That's it. I want to do right for by them, and money wasn't the motivator, and that's something that really plucked a string with me because I'm a father too. So when you said that, I was like, oof, I needed to help you. It became a need. Does that make sense? And I'm just curious. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
have you did you ever try any coaching or therapy in the past before me? Have you tried anything before?
Only things through the NHS, but it wasn't really very successful. I felt like I was just being passed around a lot of the time, um, and all the stuff that I've told them about like, over the years. Because I mean, it's been going on for a long time. Obviously, me battling me demons, but in 2006 was the first time I realised I needed to speak, obviously to a GP or speak to somebody about the way I was feeling. And even now, I'm still being passed around. I'm like, I just feel like there's no interest. There's no effort to really make me feel better. All I hear is just words, and I wanted to see actions. Yeah, you know, I mean, actions speak louder than words. And I just, like I say, it just got to that point where I just knew I really needed to invest in myself.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, the progress I've made personally. I mean, obviously, what we've just talked about, with what I'm applying for work, the work ethic, and
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a place now where I can push on. And maybe, I mean, like you mentioned, people talk about finances. Money is not an issue with me. All I want to do is be a good dad. That's more finance. That's more money. Is giving something to my kids that I never had. And I felt like I was slipping into that category. I felt like I was becoming the dad that my dad was. And I just, yeah, also the programs really brought me out to me, like obviously brought me out to where I need to be. And also my kids are appreciating it. My kids are appreciating me. Um, and I'm just thoroughly enjoying being a dad. So it's amazing. Been obviously, yeah, it's been a really fantastic 16 weeks.
It's been a really fun 16 weeks, and just seeing your journey has been nothing short of
Yeah.
incredible. And you like I said, you've always just wanted to do this for your family, and the fact that now your family are proud of you, and this is one thing I want to drive home. When I help you, I'm not just helping you, I'm helping your kids, helping your family, I'm helping their kids because they're gonna grow older and be like you, become the best version of themselves. And they're gonna have kids and they're gonna say, I want you to be like my dad, and they're gonna be proud of you. See, it's a dominoes effect. And it always starts with you. So you've done incredible. And I'm just curious, was there anything that surprised you with the program? Anything that stands out as being really great, or anything that surprised you, or anything that you didn't expect?
Um, I didn't expect myself to be so committed to also the group. I thought I'd shy away a little bit and be a little bit timid and shy. But some of the people on the group look in the same position as me. It's been amazing speaking to people and being involved within a group that I'm similar to myself. I've never had no support or friends or family. I felt like obviously professionals like the GPs and specialists, they wasn't really much help. Work, obviously, work colleagues didn't really understand. So being within the group, I mean, I just feel like it's obviously it surprised me because I feel like, yeah, I've got people that understand how ADHD works. Obviously, my son's got ADHD, my youngest lad, um, which is something that I want to learn and experience things with him so we can learn together and give him better opportunities for obviously when he's an adult. Because I feel like not having that support um, has obviously made me feel a lot weak and obviously more depressed than what I should have been. So having that support within the group and off yourself has been obviously fantastic, and I'm obviously surprised with it.
That's amazing. And we're, as you know, Lloyd, we're just a big family. We literally sang you happy birthday the other day, and this is what I'm trying to say. We are just a big
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
We call it a community, but we are just all one of the same. We're just lots of peas in the same pod, and we are just here to help each other. And that's one of the things that I find. Did you ever find that you was very much misunderstood before sort of joining a program like this? Because it's hard for people to understand ADHD, right? So they sometimes misunderstand how you're actually feeling and they undervalue it. Did you experience that before the program?
Yeah. Um, yeah, well, obviously, I mentioned before about boundaries. I felt my boundaries were never met, um, especially with my parents. I just felt so undervalued because nobody would listen, nobody would understand, made me feel depressed, made me feel low. I isolated quite a lot. And I felt so like worthless. And it's not a nice place to be when you're obviously trying your best and people just look down on you and just not support you, even though they can see you struggling. Um, but I think obviously with ADHD, I think having that understanding and also the diagnosis, um, it's a lot better to deal with things because not knowing, I've spent that many nights at home thinking, what's wrong with me? What can I do? Who can I speak to? And you get lost in like in a little dark world that you feel like it's worse than what it is. But obviously, when you do start to speak to people, and they do understand you, and they start appreciating your boundaries, respecting yourself. It just makes you feel obviously on a better, completely different, better place.
100%. And boundaries are such a big part of the program, but obviously it's for obvious reasons, right? Because boundaries are the pillar, the foundation, Lloyd, of all good things that come. Boundaries is step one. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I felt like obviously because my boundaries weren't being met. Um,
Yeah.
Probably psychologically, I was taking really offensive,
Mm.
and I just felt very rejected. And it was causing a lot of friction, a lot of anxiety, a lot of squabbles and arguments over petty things. Um, and yeah, it's I just people not understanding me as a person. I found that difficult to deal with, to be honest.
And what would you say now are the most powerful shifts or breakthroughs that you've had inside the program? Because, like I said, you went from like sort of doubting yourself, low confidence, struggling with boundaries, rejection. What are your biggest breakthroughs? What are the life-changing breakthroughs that you've had in the last few weeks?
Um, well, obviously, first and foremost is having a person to rely to talk to understand makes a massive difference, both for yourself and the community. Understanding yourself and having the tools, obviously, in the program where you like give us like little tips on how to cope with certain things, like coping mechanisms with certain
Hmm.
situations. Um, and it just helps. For instance, a lot of the little wins you mentioned, appreciate the little wins.
Yeah,
I've got like me a little win jar that obviously I'll write down.
amazing.
I even get my sons involved, so when they have wins, I'll say, "Look, let's do a win. We'll put a win in the win jar," and it's fun. It's fun. The kids love doing it. I mean, my youngest lad, he's like, "Dad, can I put a win in the win jar?" And he'll write down he'll write down obviously what he's won through the day. I did give him a bit of a telling off though because he didn't realise he was using a sharpie. As he was writing on the sharpie on the paper, he did imprint it on my worktops,
Oh,
and
God,
I had to get the elbow grease out and clean my worktops. But bless him now. But it's obviously it's integrated the fun with my children as well.
amazing. That's amazing. And you know, I think your biggest win, and I'm happy to be corrected here, but being on the journey with you, alongside you, I think your biggest win is having your family. You've basically saved your relationship with your kids, and that's the most important thing that matters to you.
100%. 100%.
You, you,
My
you
kids, I mean, my eldest son, he's I mean he's 11. He's pre-teens. He's a little bit stroppy, but he'd never come and see me. He was like he'll go weeks, days without coming to see me. But now we've joined the gym membership together. We go to the
do.
gym together. We have
Amazing.
quality time. He loves coming here. And I feel like my bond with my son is like at the peak. It's where it needs to be. As well as before, I just felt like obviously I was just like a rejected dad. He never wanted to come and see me. Probably thought I was uncool. But now we're in the gym together. Something as simple as going to the gym, it's all brought a different side out in him and myself, and obviously maybe I'm a bit more cool now. So
That's amazing, Lloyd. And you know what? I didn't know
yeah,
about the gym joining part, by the way. I've just heard this for the first time, but that's
yeah,
incredible. That's, like
yeah.
literally, you've now built the relationship up and you've now got yourself to a place where your kids, you're now their hero, you're their role model. They don't look down at you, they look at you as someone that they want to become. And this is what life is all about. See, life doesn't have to be so complicated. And Lloyd, what would you say to someone? What would you say to someone who's thinking about joining the program, being part of the community, getting my support, but just keeps putting it off or maybe second guessing it, whether they're procrastinating, self-sabotaging? What would you say to someone like that who's just thinking about it?
Yeah, well, obviously, I was in the exact same boat. It took me years, a long, long time to pull my finger out. Um, and to me, it's the best thing I've done because it's given me the chance to be the dad I wanted to be.
Mm.
The goals are set out. I mean, I've been in the program obviously 16 weeks, and I feel like the progression I've made has been phenomenal. And like I say, the relationship with kids brilliant, the relationship with myself brilliant. Um, you do obviously have your doubts. You're going to sit there thinking, do I want to invest? Do I want to sacrifice my time? But if you're going to keep putting it off and off and off, you're never going to get into the place where you wanted to be. Because if I would have done the same now, I wouldn't have been the dad I've been for the last few weeks. And especially now it's coming up to the 6 weeks holidays. I'm going to have a fantastic summer with my kids. I'm very optimistic. I've got a lot of things planned. I would never have done this weeks ago. So putting it off and putting it off, obviously, it's not going to benefit yourself in the long run.
That's amazing. And you've hit the nail on the head. I mean, two of the biggest reasons why people second guess it is because they don't feel that the change is as valuable as either the investment or their time. And one thing I always say is if you don't have time to invest in yourself to help you in your life, then you don't have a life. You just don't, you're basically existing.
I didn't have a life. I didn't have a life. Obviously, like I say, I was just in a bit of a rut.
Mm.
And it's brought out like the inner Lloyd, the Lloyd that I knew was there. And yeah, you can get yourself stuck quite easily, but it just shows. I mean, 16 weeks. I've
All
managed to
it
pull
takes.
myself and turn my life around in 16 weeks. Yeah, that's all it's took. So
And the incredible thing here, Lloyd, is that the fact that you're in such a good place today, that you're now going to be better, not just in your family life, but even in your working life. Like now you're going for potential promotions and you're trying to go for leadership roles and this is incredible. And you mentioned earlier that, I mean, you want to say, I don't think you would have been as confident if you never had your mindset where it needed to
yeah,
be. So I don't know if you want to shed the light on that.
yeah. But obviously, I'm not getting no younger, and I wanted like a bit of a not a career change as such, but I wanted to start stepping up at work. And I never had the confidence. Well, close to the start of the year, maybe. Last year, I would never have in a million years applied for a role of leadership. So obviously, I've applied for like a level 3 leadership course through work, which, like I say, I would never applied for that course like 12 months ago. And I just feel like being not just being a better dad has given me confidence and a boost. I feel like a lot like I've got more to give, not just home at work. Um, I've recently had work experience where I've had like a 15, 16-year-old with me for the week. And I've had a glowing report from his mother, from his school, from obviously work. And it's just obviously given me such a confidence boost knowing, obviously, a few weeks ago, I just knew I would have never be in this position if I went to obviously started pulling my finger out and doing something about it.
Yeah, it became urgent for you. And
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
some people, and this is what I always say, I can serve you, I can support you, but I cannot save you. The only one that can save you is yourself. The amount of people that I've spoken to that their life is literally falling apart, but then they don't feel like they are ready to change. And then they sometimes struggle for many more years. And then you see them in years' time, and then they sort of get moving, sort of working on themselves, and then their biggest regret is I wish I did this sooner. And you can't take
Yeah,
time like you said, you're not getting any younger. You want to make the most out of your rest of your life, you know what I mean? And this is what it boils down to. And Lloyd, I'm just curious. I mean, if you could summarize your journey in one sentence, that you get one sentence to summarize your journey, what would that sentence be?
one sentence.
Maybe two.
Um, uh, well, I don't know how many sentences I need to say, but I just feel very grateful. I feel honoured. I feel on a good path. I just feel where I needed to be, um, and that's all I can say. I needed to be. we're on its journey, like you mentioned. Um, each person will have a different journey, but even this video now, I would never have done this video weeks ago. You know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean? I
you're
would
confident.
never had the confidence.
That's true. It's very
Yeah,
true.
yeah, I would never have done the video. And I feel like I've stepped up, not just as a dad, just as a person, like as a whole. Um, but yeah, that's probably a few sentences and a few words, but yeah, I just feel in a good place, and I don't want it to stop. I just want to push myself now and try and get myself where I think I deserve to be.
Oh, that Lloyd, I I actually feel emotional genuinely because
Yeah,
I've been a part of your journey, obviously, from day one, and it's so incredible to see like that you're happy and you're thriving because being in that dark place it sucks, right? It sucks.
yeah,
To explain it, it's I'm not going to swear because obviously it's going to go on YouTube and social media, but it's not great. It's not ideal, and it's so sad
right.
that so many people struggle with these things. So I really appreciate you stepping up, and you are right. You've just said something that is true. You wouldn't have had the confidence to do this when I first met you because I remember how you was, and it shows that there's already just in that in itself a huge level of progress, and there's no doubt someone watched this and you will change their life by them listening to you, being able to resonate with you and being like, hey, do you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. Because people resonate with people. And I mean, on a final word, is there anything else that you'd maybe want people to know about the program, about the journey? Any final piece of advice? You can not talk to me now, but talk to someone who's sitting there watching this, who's struggling with what you're struggling through. What's your final words for that human being?
Yeah, well, life can be very difficult, and I'm not going to sit here and say life's never going to have no challenges again. But getting the right tools, the right mindset, the right support, having just that one person, which has been you, and then obviously it's like escalated to the community. I'll speak to obviously the community and the wins and the accountability and obviously the support. Um, just having the right people around you can make such a difference. Um, and I mean, obviously, you can have loved ones that obviously in a sort of sense of support, but them not giving you what you need. I mean, I've got people around me, but they still won't giving me that support or that push, or I still felt lonely, even though I had people around me. I could sit in a pub with 10 mates and I'd still feel lonely. Um, but that one person, that one bit of a voice, um, that one that one little glimmer of light that could give you like that bit of positivity, um, and just to keep pushing and pushing, and it could just completely turn your life around. I mean, like I say, I mentioned a few times, it's only been 16 weeks, and obviously I started the program with you, and I've carried on the program, because I know I've still got a lot to learn. Um, I've still got a lot of tools to obviously to learn, and obviously having the support of you and the guys and being in the team. I'm not ready to step back yet. I feel like I've still got a lot to learn, and I hope people who see this and read this can sit there and think, I want to be a better dad. I want to be better at work, or like you said earlier, somebody's join the program because they want to obviously financially make their life better. Whatever the problem is, whatever is bringing you down, it could be a collective of things.
Yeah.
But I just feel that one person, that one bit of advice, that the program, a program, just something that can give you that lift, just to move forward. Because obviously, like you say, that dark place, they're not easy to get out of. But when you do get out of them, and you know how to stay out of it, and you know um, that if you do get back in the dark place, you've got the support and the tools and the help of the right people that can obviously make that dark place less time to be in.
That's I've got nothing left to add to that, Lloyd. Thank you so much. Everything you said is from the heart, and I love how authentic you are because at the end of the day, this is real, and this is why jumping on
Yeah,
video testimonial is so important to me because With a written one, you don't get the heartfelt, but you can't make this stuff up. This is real, and these are real people. You're a real person. This is mental health. Mental health is no joke. It's no joke, and we need
Yeah,
to
I know.
stand up
I
as
agree.
and you mentioned something that's very true about the financial. You see, where now you're going for like a leadership role and you're going for promotions that you wouldn't have gone for if you never had the
Yeah,
confidence to go for it. So sometimes taking two steps back, whether it's with your time, investment wise, whatever that looks like, can take you 10 steps forward because now maybe you took a slight step back at the very beginning, but now you're a better father, you're better at work, you're going for promotions, you're feeling better, you're in better shape. Everything is better when your mindset is better. And that's how we want to
yeah,
drive home. So, I mean, Lloyd, thank you so, so much. And obviously, I look forward to continually working with you. And like I said, you've ascended into the next level of the program now, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see you in person very soon as well, December or January. I'm going to be arranging something. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, Lloyd. It's been a pleasure. And then when people join the community,
yeah. So
they might message
I
you and
think the
say
pleasure mine.
it's mutual. It's a mutual thing. But someone who joins might actually message you and say, Lloyd, you're the reason why I joined. And I really want to touch home with that
Yeah,
because when someone says that to you, you are the reason that they've now taken a step in the right direction. You've changed that person's life just as much as I have. See,
yeah,
this is a big deal, you know. And Lloyd, thank you so much. And let's keep winning. I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you so, so much, Lloyd. I'll stop
yeah.
it now. Okay.